Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 87 Podcast, episode number 1.
It's the first.
This is the first. Aaron. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Congratulations. Here we go. We're off.
Let's do it.
The plane is taking off. Now, what the hell is this?
Mate, I was going to ask you the same thing. What are we actually doing here?
So we've decided to sit down and do a podcast every week, once a week, I hope. So those of you that are listening for episode 1, thank you so much for being here. God bless. I really, really appreciate support. So obviously, myself and Aaron both got other lives in business and what we do. And
Do we have a life?
not really.
No.
This is a wonderful opportunity for us both to sit down and chew the fat, talk about a few things, maybe
Put the world to
that's in,
rights.
that's things that are going on locally, nationally, through business, things we've learned and whatnot, and probably just have a bit of fun in having a waffle to each other.
I think we'll probably do that, mate.
Yeah, talking about a few things. So I suppose this is going to be a series, and we're going to have guests on, etc. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway,
Definitely.
so if anyone is listening now, I know you haven't heard how bad this is actually going to be, but if you want to come on and talk with us, or you're interested, or want to work with us for any way, please get in touch. We'd love to hear from you on our socials, soon to be announced, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Aaron, I think it probably wouldn't be right if we didn't sort of introduce ourselves and who you are and what we've done. Obviously, people out there probably won't know either of us.
Probably know you, mate.
Maybe. I probably might know you as well, but let's not assume, yeah?
Nah, cool.
Go on, tell us about yourself, Aaron. Where have you come from? Like, obviously, we're filming this today in your office. Very, very beautiful place. Obviously done well for yourself, mate, and I think that's probably should hear how you got to this point and who you are and what you've done.
To be honest, how did I get here? It's a bit of a long story, mate, to be honest with you.
We've got time, bruv.
We've got loads of time.
We've got time,
Yeah,
bruv.
plenty of time. So we are sitting in AG Motors.
Yep.
Which is obviously named after me, Aaron Ginn.
I was going to ask, what does the AG stand for?
Yeah, well, I'm the as I say to many people, mate, I'm the A and the G.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, there's a few AGs now. So yeah. Anyway,
Is there actually?
yeah, all my kids are AGs.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant there's other garages called
Yeah,
AG.
there
I
is
thought I
other
wouldn't be able-
garages,
is there
mate.
really?
Yeah. There's actually shit.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, bastard.
Court case pending.
We'll talk
Anyway.
about that one another time.
Yeah.
So yeah, where did I come from? I started the garage in 2009. Just me, MOT and general garage stuff, and yeah, just built the business up from there.
Yeah.
And here we are today. 11 years on.
I think I first heard of you. We'll get straight to it, mate. And a lot of other people have by hearing about your charity work you've done.
Yeah.
That's some very public stuff you've done, certainly in our area, Cambridgeshire. Obviously, this is going to go out nationally around the world, but where we live, you're
Locally,
quite,
yeah.
locally, you're quite an influential bloke with sort of things you've done for charity and things you've been through.
Do you know what, mate? I saw a post the other day or a quote, and it said, when you're happy in life, when
Yep.
you're happy, making other people happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key. A lot of people have said to me before, all this charity stuff you do, what's it all about? And it's, obviously I've been in some lows in my life, with health and stuff, which we might come on to. And helping other people has made me happy in the process.
Yeah.
So.
Talk to me about that. Talk about some of the things you've done and things you've been through with helping other people.
What have I done?
Because you genuinely love it, don't you?
I do.
And do you know what? Not many people will say that.
Do you know what?
They might say it, but I don't think they actually mean it.
Yeah, true.
I think it takes a real special type of someone who takes proper joy in giving,
I think I've got to be honest. I think it got bigger and better, like when I got ill.
Yeah.
That was what lifted me. Before then, anything I did, if I did a few giveaways and stuff, I did it because I could. And I wanted to, obviously.
Didn't before your illness? Sorry to interrupt. Didn't you before your illness you got Cambridgeshire the Hero Award or something?
Yes. Yeah. So
you already got an award for helping people before what we'll come on to later. What happened? I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, mate. Like I said, I just enjoy that. I just enjoy doing that. Trying to help other people,
Yeah, like what are some things you've done? Just people don't know.
I should think the first one that really took off was Erica, my PA, came over and, we were actually in a meeting, and she mentioned to me about a local family in Papworth who they were trying to raise some money for their son to have some stem cell treatment. And initially, I think they just asked for like an MOT donation or something like that, so for the raffle or whatever. And I said, no, we can do more than that.
What's that, like what's an MOT donation, like 40, 50 quid?
Yeah, 50 quid, yeah. And I'm trying to think of the first thing I did there. I think the first thing that I did to them was it was actually that afternoon after we'd had this meeting. I said, oh, we'll do something else. Leave it with me. I'll have a think about it. And I walked across the car park that night. All the staff had gone home and I was sort of, as you do at the end of the working day. And I saw this car and I bought a Mini of a customer that had a gearbox fault or something. And I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just give it away. So I'll fix it and then raffle it. And mate, it took off. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I posted it on Facebook and put my phone down. 10 minutes later, I looked at my Facebook. And
you've had a lot of like mad organic reach stuff like that with certainly local things that have gone viral. Like, remember in lockdown, you were giving cars to key workers that couldn't get to work.
Do you want me to tell you a little secret about that?
Go on.
I'll save that for this. So,
this is an exclusive.
This is an exclusive. So yeah, one of the cars that I lent out, I got a phone call at work from the police, and they said, "Can you tell us why your car is sitting in Adam Brooks car park, smashed up in the car park?" I have no idea what you're talking about. And yeah, one of the I'm going to be careful what I say here, but one of the people that borrowed the car squashed it, left it there, didn't even tell me.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Wow,
Take that.
what a nurse!
Yeah.
Oi, oi. That's a bit naughty.
I decided to keep that one to myself.
Yeah, that's not. That's the measure of the man.
Things happen. We all have accidents.
Have you spoke to them since?
No, they blocked me on Facebook.
So let me get this right.
No, swear, honestly.
Hey, let me get this right. You've lent them a car.
Yeah.
During the national pandemic to get to work, to feed the family, and to help their patients.
Yeah.
They smashed up the car that you lent to them, and then blocked you on Facebook.
Yeah, bitch.
Hey, we'll leave that in. It sounds like was it a female?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll leave that in. I think she deserves it. What
you
you say the same if she's a man as well?
Next thing, I'll get a picture of a carb load of airbags out in the dash.
Oh, wow.
No good. No good.
There you go.
But you live and learn, mate.
Do you know what? I'd say, I nearly said, that's a lesson for you, but it's not, because you'll do it again all day long, wouldn't you? Maybe not.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, you can't let that thing stop you.
No, that's it. So, so where were we? So, that's why I do it. That's why I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of raised my eyebrows through you were in the first place. And obviously now I'd like to consider you one of my best pals. I think you're a great bloke as a friend and inspiration. That's why I'm even sitting with you today. And I think you're probably saying the same about me.
100%, mate.
We've got a bit of mutual respect. And I think you've gone through such a journey. And I think I have as well. I know probably over the course of this series, we're probably going to dig into a few things. Some things we might not like talking about, but I think we're going to do it anyway. Might be like a bit of therapy for us both. And
initially, we met in here, didn't we?
Yeah.
First time we met in here. Yeah, and it was business, wasn't it?
It's for business, but we had a mutual friend. And
yeah.
That's it, yeah. But Aaron, I think you spoke about your illness. Is it worth having a little thing? Because I think that's a really powerful story. Like,
why don't we talk about you for a bit, and then we'll go back to
all right.
Spice it up a bit.
All right.
I don't want to bore them before we've even started, mate.
All right, cool.
Let's talk about you.
Let's do it. But that's a little bit of a thing for you to stay listening.
Mate, 100%.
I like that.
100%.
All right, what do you want to know?
Who are you? What do you do?
So now I'm a food reviewer. That'd be my.
Is that what you call yourself? Food
That'd
reviewer?
be probably what I call myself now. Yeah, but a couple of years ago I was a aspiring businessman. A couple of little things on the go, but nothing that ever really went.
I can remember the first time I saw you doing a food review, and that was at the Caxton one.
Yeah.
Because it was a local one. I saw it.
Yeah, that was a good one, yeah.
Scrolled back up because I nearly scrolled past it.
Part of the reason I'm so keen to do this is that we've got a voice. I've got quite a big platform and a voice doing my food reviews, but I'm very pigeonholed into food.
Yeah,
and actually, I've got quite a lot to talk about, and it'd be nice to have an opinion on a few things other than just what kebabs I like the most. You know, it's
100%.
Very much in a box.
That's why we agreed to do it, isn't it? Cause
very much in a box, and it's been a wild ride doing the food reviews. And I'll talk about in great depth on this podcast. I'll say things that I would never say on my platform because I'm allowed to do it on this.
Say what you want.
Say what I want. Absolutely. It's been amazing, bruv. It's been a blessing for me because I spent the first few years in business fucking up really, and I went from one failure to the next, pretty much. I was about to say no dying with my enthusiasm, but that wasn't actually true. You do have to, even now, you do have to get up, shake yourself off in the morning and go again. And I feel like a few times I wanted to stop. I did anyway. And then these food reviews things happened. It happened with food reviews, it very, very quickly became apparent that I was onto a bit of a winner. And that did feel like all of my pain in my head was worth it in the end. Like, it was mad because I spent
100%. This is going well.
This is this is the interesting thing, I suppose, because I started a digital agency and the business before that, and I spent so much time self-promoting myself on my socials, to the extent where it was a little bit fake. Like, it was like, who are you trying to kid, mate? And I was promoting myself, because you have to do that a little bit, don't you, when you're starting out?
Yeah, of course.
Especially in a digital agency where you have to not pretend, but you have to make out like you've really cracked it. You know, you guys know what you're talking about. So, hence, if I can't run my own business, how can you can expect me to run yours? It's not run yours, run your social, sorry.
Or push you along on,
That's it, yeah. You'd be lacking credibility if you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I went down this route of being a big self-promoter, you know, like I was very vocal on all of my socials about how well things were going, and it couldn't have actually been further from the truth. You know, I had my cricket bats company, which was my first business.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, that's it. So I started as a data engineer. So I had no career whatsoever. I started as a labourer and
So what sort of age are we talking now?
sort of like early 20s. I was a fucking bum, mate. Yeah. Doing sort of cabling and stuff. And then like one shitty cabling job led to another shitty cabling job, but each time the job was maybe like slightly better than the last. And it got to the point where I think I got to a half decent job and then got made redundant. Went to a local data company and said, we'll take you on. I was desperate at the time and they put me on a trainee wage, like $6.50 an hour. And I had to take the job, and I remember it fucking hurt me a little bit. I remember like 1 month my pay was about 990 quid or something. And I did 2 days overtime, and it just like burnt me. Like, you know, when like the penny drops, it burnt me in my soul. I thought, I can't do this. So at that point I was like, right, I've got to try and think of something. I know it was maybe a little bit adaptable, but I had no direction, Aaron, whatsoever. I was like a lost soul, you know, like I didn't have any direction, didn't really think I was good at anything. And loved selling cricket bats out the boot of my car. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to start my own little brand, and started, and it went fucking really good. That was in the early days of Facebook, where Facebook were offering massive organic reach to pages that were contributing to the platform.
That's cool.
Not now, if you put a post out, it goes nowhere, unless you're paying or whatever.
Oh, no,
at the time, I got 50,000 likes, and it went really good. I stuffed the business up financially, and then I went from that. I took a big loan out and couldn't pay it back, and it was a real tough time. And went from that to realising actually it probably wasn't that was my problem. It was, my strengths were actually in the social media stuff. So I started the agency thinking, maybe I could help other people. You know, I couldn't run a business, but I could run your Facebook page.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah,
it does make sense.
Yeah, that's why it's been so organic, mate. So going from that, like even Profile now, it's been a tough business, man. Like that Profile digital agency, it's going really well now, and I'm super proud of it. And there's been times where the accountant said, "My advice to you is to close it," you know. And I said, "No way.
Yeah, mate,
I want to trade out of it. I want to carry on a battle forwards." And we have done, and it's been brilliant, mate. And then that sticking with that led to the food reviews, because I had my finger on the digital pulse, and I saw an opportunity, and I took it. And the rest is history. And then there was a lot of times there I could have quit and given up.
Tough at times.
Oh,
it's
mate, fucking hell.
mate.
Still is now, mate. Still is now.
You know, people say all the time, don't they? You know, at times, you're lucky. But the harder you work, the luckier you get, mate. I
don't see a lot of luck, mate.
No, it's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But people think that, don't they?
There's a lot of people who've got that sort of victim, why me mentality, and I'll do the lottery one day. And I had this quote. Gary V said this quote 3 or 4 years ago, and it's recently come back into circulation by Jamie Lang on like TikTok or something, that guy from Made in Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was that people are doing the lottery and all this and that, they think their only chance of money is winning the lottery or happiness. But the statistics are, and this is mad, your odds of even being here, like sat here now alive.
To be fair, mate, yeah.
I'm
a lucky boy, ain't I?
No, not just you. I mean everyone.
To
even be born in the first place is 400 trillion to 1. That's the equivalent of winning the lottery 4 times in one lifetime. just to even be here, like to open your eyes.
Like, you mean that
a
across the
baby,
board?
a baby, right? Callum, you, me. Odds of even being here is 400. That's the same odds as one person winning the lottery 4 times in one life. That's the same odds. You've already won the lottery, mate. We've already won the lottery by even being here.
Well, yeah.
When
That's
you
a
understand
good way to
that,
look at it, to be fair.
when you understand that, how can you be waiting for someone to win the lottery the 5th time? You've already won it 4 times. You're here.
Mm.
When you understand that, the world's a very different place, and I decided to stop thinking like a victim and start being a bit more of a shark. You know what I mean?
Very, very
and sharks get up on a Monday morning and they're not worrying about their bills. They're worrying about what they're going to eat next.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when you start. It didn't take a lot for me to start thinking like that. When you actually get burned on the inside like that, it doesn't take a lot to start going, yeah, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going for it.
Yeah.
My
I think that's
mentality
where
is-
we're quite similar, isn't it? You know, the different stories, different paths, but we wake up on a Monday like a shark, not moping about what we haven't got or what we haven't achieved. We'll wake up and move forward and try and achieve more.
I think we're both in a pretty fortunate position now, but not by chance. It's because we've worked hard for it. And I think it will due respect, not as the competition, but you're a lot further down the road than me. I'm aspiring, but at the same time, we've got mutual respect. You know, it's nice, mate. It's nice to be even sat here.
I appreciate that.
No, I didn't have to ask anyone for half a day to come and do this.
You didn't have to what?
Ask anyone for half a day to come here in the first place. No. You know, it's nice.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So the name 87, the 87 Podcast. Good name, by the way, isn't it?
Good year.
Good year. We're both born in 87, since the name.
Oh, that was easy, that,
Yeah, Callum, what year were you born in? 93. Young motherfucker. He's young.
Yeah.
He's a young pup.
He's going to outrun us, isn't he?
Do you ever meet anyone now and like these youngsters and you say, oh, when were you born? And they'll be like, oh, 2003 or like, some like teenager in the family. But when were you born? Like 2012. You're like, you have to go like to when the Olympics were on, mate.
No.
Remember fucking like Anthony Joshua knocking people out for the gold medal. Weren't even born.
Oh,
you
mate,
feel so old, don't you?
I do feel so old just lately.
When
I
someone
don't know,
says,
have you been out lately? Have you like been out in like a club?
What,
or
in a
pub or
nightclub?
Yeah. Have you like?
Yeah, it's honking, isn't it? It feels awkward as fuck.
Mate, I feel like.
Why are you clubbing anyway? You're a family
I'm
man.
not clubbing. I'm just saying. You know, if I've ever ended up in a situation like that,
every other
just
weekend,
went the wrong way on a turn. You know what I mean? I would say ended up in
you
Fifth Avenue, but
tripped out of spoons into flares.
Yeah, righto.
Go on.
But no, do you know what I mean? It's like everyone's. I feel really old.
Yeah, you do
Don't
look
say
it.
that.
No. No, I know what you mean. We are old, mate. We are old.
Yeah,
But it's nice, mate. I like it. It's been a good journey.
Should we talk about a bit of news?
We can cut to the news if you want, bruv.
What do you want to carry on talking about?
Well, look, the obvious thing to talk about is that there's a petrol pandemic going on.
Is there?
I
wonder why I was queuing past.
I that's what I want to talk to you about, actually. It's just really pissing me off. This is something we talk about. These pricks super gluing their hands to the fucking motorway in the M25 and holding people up.
Oh, fucking don't start me.
It doesn't make any sense. Protest for what you want, and I love the fact they're passionate about it, but don't be holding up a major motorway that's carrying people that could either be sick, going on holiday. No, it's been a tough year for a lot of people. A lot of those people around those sort of parts of the M25 are going on holiday. They might be saved up for that, and they really need it.
Well, it's costing. Well, you know, they go on about fume and. You know, you're using more fumes.
Not even that. I remember I should have said the holiday stuff because they're lucky people to me going. But what about the people that are ill?
People in the back of ambulances.
Needed emergency services and stuff. Well, there's that story, wasn't there, the other day of the they got the lady and a son who was majorly ill, got held up for 6 hours, and the son had to watch his mum slip away into some kind of coma. These twats are super gluing their hands to the to the floor or whatever they're doing.
What would you do? You're the front car.
Oh, drag them off, rip the hands off.
Yeah, I think I'd do the same.
It's just not on me.
It'd be handy if you were still selling cricket bats, to be honest.
Yeah. You never sort of promote violence, but
no, not at all. I didn't mean.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd try and
you're
not going to talk about a full.
Here, come here. Do you want a game? Do you want a game?
Not
And they all get up and come play with you.
like just a little tickle down the leg side.
I don't even mean that, mate. I think if you waved it, they'd want to come and play with you.
Yeah, all right, okay. You're trying to coax them into a game of quick cricket.
Yeah.
No, it really aggravated me, Aaron. Like, it's made me feel sad because I understand potentially why they're there.
I think there's just other ways of doing it.
That's just not right, mate. You know.
Other ways of doing it.
Did you manage to get petrol?
I did. I have.
I bet you've got a load of gallons in your garage, haven't you?
Well, I've got a couple of tankers underground.
Have you?
No. I've cycled everywhere.
Shut up.
I have.
Have
No,
you actually?
I filled up once. I filled up once, and I'm just making the most of it, mate. I'm not panicking, as they say.
Well, that's the thing, innit? I think if everyone does what they normally do, just get what you need to go where you need to go, and it won't be an issue. It's when people start brimming it all the time. If everyone brims it, of course, there's not going to be enough. It's like the toilet rolls. If everyone takes it,
Yeah, well, there weren't a toilet roll pandemic, was there?
No.
There weren't a shortage of fucking toilet roll. People are still using the same toilet roll that they bought in the bloody pandemic. Do you know what I mean? They are, genuinely.
I've still got loads left. We really stocked up. We did.
I heard a funny one the other day. Someone said to me that they reckon that the government sort of hoaxed us into this whole there's a shortage because the fuel's going out of date.
Does fuel go out of date?
No. Well, it does. Yes, it does, but not in this short
So
amount of time.
I read the same thing that they said the fuel sales during lockdowns obviously was like 700%. I'm just making up stats now, like everyone else. 89% of stats are made up on the spot. That would have you read, didn't it?
No.
Apparently, fuel sales were down 700% or something. So they've got this big backlog of fuel they need to get rid of.
So they want to sell it.
I'm not too big on these conspiracy theories, but
No.
but you never know, do you? You don't know
Well, have you seen a few of the old punch up online?
what people in the garages.
Actually swinging for each other.
How does the swing up start? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't really know, mate.
is it people? I've seen some pictures of people filling up carrier bags and bottles and all sorts,
Yeah, I did see that. Like Ribena bottle, some woman's
Yeah.
us.
pouring out 2 litres of water to go and get a couple of litres of
She
diesel
obviously
in.
rides a moped to work. doesn't she?
Yeah. There was a funny picture going around of the bloke in a Tesla filling up. He must have been doing it. It was a funny photo, but he must have been doing it for a reason.
I think for that reason, to the people that can take the piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, mate, it's a joke, and apparently it's going to last a little bit longer as well.
Do
I think so. Yeah. I think just simply because of people's stupidity. But I think it's all the damage is already done. You know, the petrol stations just, they're sticking 30 quid limits on it and stuff now. But at first they didn't do that, did they? You could go and fill up.
on the way back from Wingfest, I managed to get to a garage and they capped me at 40.
Did they?
That's all I needed, to be fair. I didn't really need the 40 quid, to be fair. I just wanted to bank double check, you know what I mean?
You shouldn't tell them that, mate.
No, I needed it, Aaron.
You needed it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I needed it.
That's all that matters.
That's all that
And
matters.
have you burnt it now? Is it done? Is it like?
Yeah, it's well gone, mate.
Is it?
I've done 1,200 miles this week.
Do you want me to sort you out before you go?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You got that race fuel out the back?
Yeah.
My new Ford Ranger will be like fucking
It's like
go-kart.
fucking Red Bull of the petrol.
Like
mate.
Bowser driving around a fucking racetrack.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what's your sort of... See, there's two of us involved in this now. Like, what's your hopes and dreams for this podcast? You know, I think we've got... It's both a bit of a revelation to be able to sit down and talk like this.
Yeah, honestly.
Tell people what you want to achieve from this. And hopefully, if you guys like what you're saying, please encourage you to get involved and contribute in the comments and whatnot and let us know. Because I think we're dead keen.
The first thing, I'll be honest, the first thing that comes to
Why are
mind...
you sat here? What do you want from this?
You let me talk now.
Go on.
The first thing is literally, like when I've ever done anything to help local community or anything like that, right? I'm relying on Facebook. I'm relying on those that I know to share it.
Yeah.
And then they'll share it, and then someone that I don't know might see it. And I think that's something that we can do to help locally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if someone's doing a local charity run, and they're
Yeah.
trying to raise something,
Yeah.
we might talk about it, and it might be for a cause that means something to someone that's watching this who doesn't know him from Adam, and they might stick a tenner in the pot or be able to bring something to the table.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what I'm about. Trying to help people to and having recognition. I'm not bothered. Look, it's nice to sit here and talk about me, and I've done that a few times. And I think that's important for this, especially number one podcast. But mainly because I've been there and done it and seen how difficult it is, and I'm in a lucky position that I can. A lot of the charity stuff that I've done, I've put it in. I've had a mini to give away, or I've been able to take a day off of work and go and help someone. But other people probably would do that, but can't.
There's that old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, can you?
Exactly.
You filled your cup up, so which enables you to pour a little bit out to those that might need it.
But you imagine the amount of people that want to pour out of their cups. Do you know what I mean? Who can't. But they would. And yeah, so anyway, that's the first thing that springs to my mind. What about you? What's the first thing?
It's nice just to sit down, my pal, and
talk about something other than food.
Talk about something other. Honestly, bruv, yeah. And when I spoke to you, obviously you said about a few of these other things and about being a soundboard for the locals and charity and just How nice is that? You just want to sit down and have a chat and talk about...
What was it I said to you? Like, our age, our era, obviously we've got a young'un in the room, right? But
he's well young.
Yeah, but no disrespect, like Cambridge, what is it? BBC Radio Cambridgeshire. Great station, do you know what I mean? But it's not for our age group. So there's local things that go on and we don't hear about it. And I just think maybe
I think that's the same for a lot of media, isn't it? Well, a lot of stuff's not covered. You know, I think there's a few things that I'd love to talk about. That.
And you know what? They don't talk about anything happy. I'm not talking about BBC Radio. I'm talking about like the news. You put the news on that, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
It's all shit.
Energy sapping.
Yeah. And I'd quite like to pick the vibe up a bit, man.
Yes. That's nice, mate. It's really nice to, hopefully, if we can bring any sort of positivity to anyone.
We can have some guests in. We can talk to people that are trying to do something. Even, right, imagine, like me, you had a twat of a neighbour. Right, and...
hope they're not listening.
I don't give a shit, mate. Imagine that, like, for me, for example, they... I have nothing but problems. You know, my kids will kick a football over the fence, blah, blah, blah. We've had this conversation. They won't give it back.
What do you mean they won't give it back?
Literally, they will.
Are you approaching it the right way? You go, all right, talk me through. You go around and knock on the door, say, hello, sorry, he's just, we've lost the ball. What do they say? Well, that's it, that's tough.
Mate, I bought my son a football, kicked it over the fence, and I just took no notice. We went to Tesco's or wherever next day. I bought him another football. And this went on for 6 months, like every now and again. I'm thinking, where was his football going? And then I realised that the neighbours aren't giving the footballs back when he's kicking them over. Now, obviously, I've had the conversation with him. Stop kicking your football over the fence. I'm not letting it do it. Anyway, long and short of it.
He might think that's the game. He might think that the one you're buying him might be the new one that's coming back.
Listen, take my word for it. He's a twat. All right? Let's just cut to the chase. And what I'm saying is back to, that's just a crap example, but there might be someone out there that just wants to come and have a rant. And we might be able to make them feel better. You've instantly made me feel better because you've said, did you approach it in the right way? And I'm sitting here thinking... Probably not.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, bro.
No, but it's right. But no one's ever done that to me before. The missus sits there going, go on, tell him. And you sit there going, have you approached it in the right manner? No. It's coming from you.
I'm just worried that the bloke's not selling the footballs back in town and you're buying them back again. And you might even be buying the same football, bruv.
You were selling them to me
I was going to say, yeah. I've got around there, approach it in the right manner. I'm buying the footballs for a couple of quid. Look, no, I'm joking, mate.
It is, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it could be anything. Could be anything. Or, I don't know, maybe, do you know what would be nice? An element of surprise, Matt. So you could scroll through like a local Facebook page, like St Ives, for example. And all of a sudden, someone's they're raising money for something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is all going to be about asking for chat. I'm just saying, but we might put it out there for
No, what you're saying is we're champion local positivity.
Well, we're just trying to do our bit, mate.
Even national positivity. I think that's good. One thing I do want to address as well. I know a few people that talk about what they're going to do. They spend their lives talking about, you wait till this, then wait till I do that. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. One thing you're listening to now is not a couple of talkers. This is less talk, more action over here. Like, hopefully, proof will be in the pudding episode 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can be the judge of that. Isn't that true, bruv?
Absolutely, mate.
What I'm thinking now is when we do have a guest, where are they going to sit? We're going to shimmy. Why is my brain thinking about that?
Why did I look at your lap?
Well,
I don't know, mate.
It depends who's on. If we got Steve on.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah, you're not sitting on my lap, Steve. You can fuck off over there.
I don't know, mate. We'll figure something out.
What's here you go. Let's go back to business. What's your plan with AG? I mean, what's that?
It's a lorry that went by.
Was it?
Yeah.
What's your plan?
It's a nice office, mate.
Not with AG, with everything. What's your plan? Like, for the next, where do you see yourself for the next 5 years of business and what you're doing? And
you know what? You're going to hate me for this, but I don't live like that anymore.
No.
Every day's a different day,
no,
mate.
This is a good answer.
I want to wake up tomorrow. There you go. I want to see my kids, family, and obviously be successful. A lot of people might sit and, like me and you are now, doing all this. I mean, what? Look, it's 6:47, mate. We're not here because we're getting paid, are we?
No.
We're here for the love. And that's the sort of thing that this is, when you said
that's
to me...
That's a great answer, by the way.
When we
that's a great answer.
Sat and said, I know what we'll do, both of us, we're going to do this, like, I buzzed for it, mate. I buzzed for it. If someone said to me tomorrow, mate, we're going to pick up our new Ferrari, I'd be excited, but not as excited as doing it.
Yeah. Isn't that a mad answer?
It's true, mate.
That is a mad answer.
It's true.
That's what I was saying. That's why Aaron's so special. Because the things you've been through, Aaron, you've got a very different perspective on life. Isn't that true? You appreciate going to having a time out of your day to go for a bit of breakfast by yourself, Out of the noise, you love. When we went for lunch the other day, wasn't that a nice thing?
That was lovely. Which one? Sheesh?
Listen, no, the other one to Cambridge.
Oh.
No agenda.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No agenda. Just a couple of fellas going out for.
It was really good.
Listen, there's no celebration, no nothing. Just wanted to go for some lunch. And it was special, wasn't it? I mean, I think we all live such busy.
That's the thing. You've just got to stop and take
busy
the time
fucking
out.
lives. Yeah.
Take the time out,
There's definitely a lesson in there, isn't there, for a lot of people.
Back and regretting shit. Yeah, you want to.
You haven't got time for that, have we?
No. Oh, looking back, mate.
Talking about sheesh. We had a good time, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm going tomorrow, by the way.
Shut up.
I'm going tomorrow night for sheesh, yeah.
Are you going to have a raw sugar drink?
I've already...
You can't do that, because normally we share it. You can't do
I asked Jess if I'm allowed to have one, and she said no. So that probably means I'm going to have one now, yeah.
that. Do you want to tell everyone about this drink?
Yes, it's one of Lord Sugar's favourite drinks there, and it's quite a lot of money. It's blueberry, Manuka honey. It's got this like £3,000 brandy in it. It's very.
Last time I looked, it was $4,500 for a bottle.
Was it? Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But it's a wicked place. It's a nice little place to go for a little treat.
No, it is nice. It's nice. I wouldn't, you don't have to have that drink.
No,
just have a kebab and
like you said though, I appreciate a £5 portion of fish and chips just the same. For me, that is like.
It's your company. It's the vibe.
Oh, mate, yeah.
We had a right laugh.
Yeah. I had fish and chips today that were brilliant, by the way. Just here we go. Want to get away from food.
Why are you talking about food? You didn't want to talk. No. Go on. Tell me more. Have you posted it yet? Have we yet to see it?
No, I already filmed today. Yeah.
Okay. When's that coming out? I'll look out for it.
Probably later this week.
I'll tell you what. Talking of fish and chips and changing the subject here, but me and my missus, we went to. To be honest, I forgot where we were. She said to me,
Britt has a good time then.
Yeah. She said,
Sorry, Britt.
Let's have a chip butty.
Oh, what a
And I went, all right, that's fine. I got the kids a fucking nice lolly. It's like 30-degree summer. Kids are eating a nice lolly, and we had a chip. It's banging.
Oh, this is honestly.
But should we move from food now?
I've got something to say about food.
You what? You've got something to say?
Yeah.
Go on.
Up north, they do these. I first saw it on someone else's video. Chip butty. Sorry, a butty. Bread roll.
Hang on a minute. I sent you this. And they batter it and all that.
No.
Okay.
This is like, good, but it's not this one.
Right.
And they put a potato cake, like a potato scallop type of thing.
Nice.
It's like a potato burger in the bread roll. I know what you're thinking. Sounds like carbs on carbs, carb aside. It's never going to be nice. They salt and vinegar it. They put a bit of pea juice, not even like mushy peas.
Yeah. The juice from the mushy peas.
They take the water from the top of that, pour it on top, and it's about 80p.
Good.
Brilliant.
Have you ever tried a battered Mars bar?
Yeah, I love them.
They're nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's food. Go back to the food review club. Food.
We've got a podcast on that as well, by the way. So just a little shout out to that.
Little shout out. Yeah. No, they're good, mate. I watched that the other day. Actually, it was great.
Hey, it's
brilliant. Do you know what? Can I just say, Jess? Mate, she's very good. I think she could almost overtake you.
Yeah,
I think you're going to start filming soon, and she's going to be the one. I do.
But a lot of people say about why doesn't she do and get on the reviews. I don't think it's for everyone, mate. It's fucking. She
probably don't want to do it. She would, wouldn't she?
Yeah, it's quite a big thing to stand on the end of the platform in front of that amount of people. It takes a bit of Dutch courage. I've had many a day where I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, no, mate. I hold my hand out.
We went out filming the other day and I just couldn't do it.
What do you think that was?
Mate, I was getting tongue tied.
Do you know what?
My brain wasn't working.
That is one of the things that I made a note down today of that I wanted to talk about. Is I feel like there's a lot of anxiety out there at the moment. A lot of people, do you know what I mean? And it's true. We might sit here talking about how fortunate we are to sit here, but we have shit days.
We'll cover this. I have the majority of mine are pretty dark.
And I think that's important.
I didn't particularly want to talk about that, but we can.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, but that's why I feel like I'm in a position to might help someone.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's another thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Anyway, this is the funny thing, right? So Callum was there. Shout out to Pug Shoots, by the way, who's editing this for us. Top lad, he can put his Instagram on here. No one's going to fucking see it, Callum, but
Bosh.
You can put it on. Bosh. Here we go. Here's Pug Shoots. You ready, everyone? Bosh. Here we go. Try and make it worth his while. So yeah, he was there, and I was getting tongue tied. I was fucking really.
When was this? The
other day. Really anxious. Couldn't do my job basically, and then I got out today with Jess. Just annihilated it, bruv.
Hey, we all have a bad day.
Smash the arse out of it. I couldn't tell the difference between the two.
Mate, I sit here sometimes. You can't see my desk is behind us. and someone will come in and they'll deliver me an issue, as they do being a director.
Mm.
And I'm like that. And I don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I probably bumble something ridiculous, and then they walk out, and then 10 minutes later I go back and go, do you need to sort this out? But stuff, man.
Yeah, like objection handling.
No one gives us a book, do they? And go, bosh, there you go. That's what you're going to do today.
We've got, I'm sure, my biggest thing when I started Profile was we tried to grow the business really quickly, and this is you'll resonate with this, Aaron. So when a lot of your issues come, they come from your staff and your team, and when you've got to let go of a few roles. So when you first started, you did everything, didn't you? Everything from start to finish. And then when you have your first employee, you've got to give a bit away to them, even though you don't want to, because it's still your little baby. You've got to give a bit away. With Profile, I gave some away. And before I knew it, we had sort of like 5 or 6 people. And it blew me away. When a problem happened, I did not know how to deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. I wasn't strong enough in my experience to deal with it. And that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned about myself now, where we're sitting. We've got probably 60 people on the payroll now, out of all the businesses we have. And my ability to deal with those issues now I don't want to feel like we'll have a breakdown every time someone says they can't do something for something because of this reason. I can go, right, okay, cool. I think about it subjectively.
For me, relating to what you're saying, I think one thing that I've learned is that you can't take everybody's problems on your own shoulders.
Oh, mate, that's what the issue was. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to do at the beginning.
That's one thing I've learned, is that every time someone had something wrong, I felt like it was my problem.
Yeah.
It was my fault. And then you have to separate the two things, If they haven't got something that they need to work and they haven't got the tools they need to provide the service you want them to do, then that's your problem. But yeah, and that's the same, to be honest.
But it's only natural to look inwards, though, Aaron. Like, you think, is it my fault? Have I trained them the right way? Am I giving them...
It's not just staff, though, mate.
Am I giving them the right support?
I'd have a customer come in and say to me, and this is going back to what you said earlier about me having a changed outlook on life. Like, I'd get a customer come in, no shit, and they'd say to me, what are you going to do about my car broken? It's 6 o'clock on a Thursday, and I'm going to Tesco's. I'm going to Tesco's at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Literally, I'm meeting my mate for coffee, and then I want to go down aisle 15 and pick up a bag of rice, and I want to be home by 11 for a shower. Now, I've learnt now to go, it's not my fucking problem. Your car's broke, not my fault.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do everything I can to fix it. Or staff, my missus has left me. Well,
you do bend over backwards for everyone. I think that goes without saying, but I think you protect your time and you protect your sanity a little bit.
You do everything you can, and you do it genuinely. But you've got to remember, and I don't say it to many. When your surgeon sat in front of you and says, "Look, stress has caused this."
Yeah. Well, look, let's touch on that. Actually, that's a really interesting.
I knew you was going to jump straight on that. Then.
I will,
go on. Because
it's funny because I think people now, after all this male suicide stuff, are more prepared to talk about this stuff. I know people say people are still happening. I know, but I've put out a few posts before that have said, listen, this has not worked very well, and I'm not unhappy about this. And I think it really resonates with people being honest about how you feel in this day and age. I think the tide is turning. I think it's become a lot more socially accepted to be honest and upfront with your friends and that than it would have been 3 or 4 years ago. I think that's a real key thing. Like, I definitely felt like I couldn't talk a few years ago. Now, I've got friends like you in my life now, and a few others. I've opened up a few times. I don't feel like I haven't got no one to talk to.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have been the case. Even best friends a few years ago wouldn't have felt like they could talk to the best friend about certain few things. In business, there's a lot of pressure. And do you know what? Fuck that. In life, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is, mate. Especially
in
nowadays.
Life, it's not even about.
It's not easy nowadays, is it?
Do you know what I'll say? It's probably just a bit worse with business because you got 10 times the amount of problems probably. But not that makes it any better or different. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And it's good, isn't it?
It's a fucked up place at the moment, though, isn't it? Do you not think that everyone's moody now?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, everyone's just
moody. I think social media's got a lot to do with that. I think it's people portray their best lives all the time, and it's fake, and you feel like you can't keep up with people and whatnot. I love the little movement that's happening on Instagram now, where girls are posting the pictures of them looking ugly and fat and stuff, and saying, "Actually, this is me."
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's brilliant that they're doing that. Actually, I'm not having anyone edit my pictures. This is me today. I've got spots, and lads are posting pictures of themselves on holiday with their big bellies, going, "Actually, I don't care. I'm going to breathe in and pose like this."
Because the minute that you either get shit real in life, you have kids, or you do this, you ain't got time to be.
No, I think it's cool. I think what I'm trying to say. There's a positive movement. I think we've gone through this negative thing, and let people understanding it's affecting their mindsets. It's good.
Definitely. Who do you think our first guest is going to be then?
I'd like to think it'd be someone local or something that someone's done something cool. That we can really quiz them out and dive deeper. I mean, that's the beauty of podcasts, isn't it? We can no time constraints really, other than
No, it's nice and relaxed, isn't it?
it's nice and relaxed. You can dive deep into a subject, can't you? You can really get to the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited, mate. I'm excited.
That's nice.
I hope it, wouldn't it be nice though to imagine we shouted something out and then I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example.
Have you got anything you want to shout out, by the way?
What?
Anything going on in your life? Or are you working with anyone that's doing a great job at the moment? Or any,
What have I got going on at the moment? I'll tell you what. I'll give you'll know because obviously from when we did the AG video, you remember the little lad Rian?
Yes.
Honestly, mate, he's smashing it. He really is doing so well.
I don't know Rian. Tell Rian about your story with him.
So Rian, he basically, long and short of it is, he wanted a ride in a Ferrari, which I organised, and we went for a little cruise. Got to know him. His mum and Nana were shocked when he was the one that drove it back into the car park.
Was he really?
He was sitting on my lap, but
Yeah,
I
but
was
still.
yeah. And then I've done a few little things for him. Bless his heart. I took him into Cambridge and had him a tailored hat made and.
What was that when he lost his hair?
Yeah, bless him. Yeah. And do you know what? The family have become good friends. We've been on holiday together, and yeah. Honestly, we've been up to Cornwall, went camping together.
What a strong little bloke he is.
He's mate. Honestly, I mean, like I said this before. I thought I'd done well with this little lad. Has smashed it, mate. Absolutely smashed it.
I've seen that sort of interrupt. I've seen that video of him sending that message to you from the video he did, and what a bright, happy, thankful little fella he was. I think. Yeah, obviously, what you've done for him was great, getting him a little hat, and he was actually in the video. Actually, he was wearing that.
Yeah,
you got him, didn't he?
Yeah, bless him. Yeah.
Little East End little fella, didn't he?
Yeah, little Peaky Blinder.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've got some stuff coming up, mate. I'm not going to shout myself out, but I've got some stuff coming.
If you're ever going to fucking do it, this is the time. Come on.
No. I'm going to save it, mate. All right. I obviously mentioned about the car that I raffled off. So because that was quite successful and I want to do something and hit hard with whether it be a charity or something that's going on at the minute, I'm just doing up a Beetle at the minute.
Nice.
Little Volkswagen Beetle.
Good little cars.
Little convertible.
Convertible?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that is, I think.
Can we make sure whoever wins it doesn't feel like they stole it?
Mate, it's their car though. They can do what they want with it.
Of course it is. Oh, that was your car. Yeah. Oh, God, it makes it worse.
And my nana passed that down, mate. She'd had it for years.
Oh, no, stop.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. If you're going to put...
Yeah, anyone you want to shout out, mate? You do quite a few things. Anyone,
I want to shout out.
Anything.
I want to shout out. Anyone listening to this now, thank you.
Yeah, do you know what? Because what do you reckon?
No, I don't know. Just want to shout anyone that's brave enough to listen to this now and paid an interest in you and me waffling on. I think that's brilliant. I mean, this is nothing at the moment, but with us behind it, I think it'll evolve where there's
Matt, we don't do things by halves.
No, and it'd be nice for these people to say, I listened to the first one of that because
I'd like that, yeah.
Because we're going to have some good guests, and don't worry about that. We've got some big production and a guest.
We have got a few little things up our sleeve, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Very much so. And
otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here, would we?
So my big one, I just want to shout anyone watching and listening.
All right.
So this is going to go out on, so if you're watching on YouTube, you can also listen to it on a podcast app on your iPhone, or I don't know what the Samsung heads are going to be listening to this on. Spotify. There you go.
Android.
Just been reliably told that the knobheads with their Samsungs are going to be very much taken care of on Spotify. Is that right?
Oh, it's an Apple phone.
Yeah, I got an Apple. Listen, come on. No, I'm only joking. So we're also going to be filming this, as you're probably watching now if you're watching on YouTube. So you've got double whammy. There's going to be social media accounts which are probably going to be displayed on the screen now. So you can keep up to date with what we're up to, whatnot. Yeah.
We're going to do a bit of live stuff as well. We're going to go out, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd love to, yeah.
Should we go abroad?
Oh.
Well, that's not keeping it local, though, is it?
No.
But we could go abroad and talk about local.
Right, what notes have I made?
Let's have a...
We've pretty much spoken about all of my notes. I've got, there's some news things that might be of interest.
Cool.
One of which I'm beating around the bush here, haven't I?
I know what's coming.
I said, Aaron, what news
Don't blame me.
have you seen today that we could potentially talk about? He was like, what have you heard about that cocaine boat in Cambridge?
What, they went missing or something?
Yeah. That's why
Mate, it was on the Cambridge Evening News. I literally, before this podcast, I had a little look online. I went on Cambridge News and it's the first thing that came up.
Just when you talk about boats and cocaine boats, you don't think Cambridgeshire. We're not next to the sea.
No, I didn't say it was in Cambridge, but it was on Cambridge News.
That's what I heard. Turns out it's in Devon and it was a yacht. 160 million pounds worth of cocaine intercepted off the coast of Devon. Not particularly relevant to Cambridgeshire, but I thought it was when he said it was on the Cambridge News.
We need to speak to Cams Live and find out why it's on their website then.
Well, they're morons, aren't they? Let's face it. No, I'm joking. I'll tell you what, they do a good job, actually. It's a nice little page. What is that run by Cambridge Evening News? Is it like a...
Cams Live, Cambridge Evening News,
Is it the... Yeah, you're getting nodded at here. So that's the Facebook live version of the newspaper. Newspapers are dead, aren't they? God.
Yeah, stuff like this, mate. Literally, as soon as I see it, look, you see a little picture like that. Look.
Yeah, go on, read it out. Talk about. So what have you just read? Go on.
In England, everyone over the age of 18 is considered to have agreed to become an organ donor after they die unless they opt out. What do you think to that? I mean, look, before you answer it, look at her, yeah, and then it says here, woman's life transformed at Cambridge Hospital thanks to the new organ donors. I mean...
Yeah, that's great.
Why would you not? What reason would you not?
No, yeah.
There's no reason.
I actually signed. I think when you get a new license, something happened where it automatically said, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want everything." Just the thought if something happened, you could save someone. Have you ever seen that film with Will Smith, £7?
I think I have.
Where he kills.
Oh, in a car accident.
He gets pissed up and kills 7 people, and then spends his.
That's an amazing film.
Spends his next years. He plans his own suicide, but wanting to give his certain organs to various people that need them. His eyes, kidneys,
do us a favour,
liver.
Just turn the aircon off, mate. Nipples cut icy.
Yeah, it's just key to car with his nipples.
Thanks, bud.
So his eyes, his heart, his lungs.
Yeah, mate, that's an awesome film.
Yeah,
well, it's just linked, isn't it? Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I think it's a gift, man. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Someone might have a reason to opt out, and that's fine. Like, no one deserves.
Well,
to
like
have
religious.
Maybe. Maybe. I still don't think that's a reason not to,
Yeah,
but
that's up to them.
Yeah,
I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to give.
Exactly. Yeah. So
God, could you imagine like being
they're flipping it, aren't they? So rather than you having to opt in, you have to opt out. I mean,
and I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, yeah. Do you want to talk about this one? That made me laugh. Have a look. Mate, that's ridiculous.
Well, so Deputy PM suggests we turn to, obviously there's the petrol thing at the moment, and with Brexit, a lot of the European lorry drivers have now gone, which has left us with the shortfall. So this is the idea from the Deputy PM, who suggests we turn criminals into lorry drivers to end crisis. My first reaction
going to nickel the fuel, isn't they?
My first reaction was just to laugh, but actually, there's probably a good idea in there somewhere. But you've probably got to take in.
Where's that? Where's the good in that?
Well, I'm not squeaky clean.
You're not a HGV driver either, are you?
No, they wouldn't let me anywhere near one. Offenders who have been given community sentences could be used to address the country's lack of that's a dyslexic lamb, HGV drivers amid continuing concerns about fuel shortages. I think there's probably a good idea in there somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
They're also talking about making a skilled job. You heard that?
A skilled job. What is a skilled job, isn't it? I don't think.
What, driving?
Driving a HGV is a skilled job. I'll have you know I'm a HGV driver.
Oh yeah.
And it's
why don't you explain to everyone that's not how it's so skilled?
Fucking some people can't drive a little car through a gap, mate. You try driving a HGV for it. No,
I'm joking.
Just
so you know, I'm joking. I think what I'm talking about is there's a skilled list of jobs that the government deem to be skilled, like plumbers, carpenters, etc. A job in which you can when you come to England, for example, you're seen as having some kind of value behind you as a person above. So you're not just going to come here and offer nothing. That list of jobs includes the ones I've just spoken about. They're talking about adding the HG. Why am I struggling to say fucking lorry drivers? They're talking about adding people who can drive big vehicles onto that list to encourage people from Europe to come back to our shores and help us out with this crisis. It's probably right, isn't it? The national infrastructure and what's the word? Logistics. It's very important.
Mm.
We've seen how important it is when things break down. One link breaks down and it has a mad knock-on effect.
Definitely.
Yeah. What do you think? Get the criminals up there?
Yeah, I mean, I have always thought to myself that we should make a little bit more use out of these people. I mean, to be fair...
You wouldn't want Ian Huntley driving a Tesco's lorry, would you?
Yeah.
No.
I'll have to pull him out of that.
Yeah.
But,
no, I'm joking.
No, that's what I mean. Unfortunately, you can't... It just ain't going to work, is it? I think when they say criminal, I think...
Yeah.
Because I would imagine that if you've got like a ridiculously criminal record, would you be able to apply to be a HGV driver? No. When they let me through.
Actually, on a serious note, it's driving. You've got a HGV, have you? Like a full Arctic job.
I've got full rigid, not Arctic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're the little boys one then. I've always wanted. Can I admit something to you?
Boys, right?
Yes. Hey, you got the baby one. Listen,
right,
if you carry on,
just doesn't bend in the middle, but it's still big.
Put your time in. Keep grafting at it, and maybe by this time next year you'll have your big Arctic boys one.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I went for my Arctic. Look, I'm not going to give it the big one. I went for my Arctic, and I absolutely shat myself.
They're big, aren't they?
Before I even no. Like I've been driving it around for a week. It was all good. Do it, and I honestly just got in the driver's seat on my test. And just fucked the first thing straight up.
Did you?
Yeah. And the bloke turned around to me in his little high-vis and his clipboard and he went, "Do you want to carry on?" And I said, "Well, have I failed?" And he went, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, there's fucking no point in going out."
Nah.
Like, he said, "Well, maybe you want to, use it as a..." Oh, no, don't. See you later, mate. You've already failed me. And then I got the ump and never went back. I don't really need it.
No.
I just wanted it on my CV.
Yeah.
But
well, I suppose in your industry, having a various license for... If you pick up a vehicle, for example, that can be important. Is that right?
We've got a recovery lorry and we pick the ambulances up and stuff, and they're very heavy. And so yeah, I wanted that, and I'm a big believer in don't ask someone else to do something you can't do.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be in a position where I maybe 3 o'clock in the morning need to go and pick a motor up and I can't do it myself. That's why I do it.
Yeah,
and I don't need the Arctic bit for that. So, but I think you'll find even if you do, so you do your rigid, then you do your Arctic, and then you then have to do more to be able to do, tow or pull a fuel tanker.
Really?
You can't do it.
So this is really key information. So you're actually providing some kind of value today, Aaron. This is amazing.
It's amazing that I brought a value to something.
No, I'm joking. It is. No, it's genuine. I'm listening. I'm like,
so
the fuel aspect is actually level up than just...
Yeah, absolutely.
From a hazardous point of view.
Yeah, believe it or not, Matt, pulling a fairground ride as opposed to 3,000 litres of petrol is
flammable,
is a bit different.
Explosives.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, and mate, I'm serious though. Like, it's pretty big time. Like, even the tests and stuff and the exams to do HGV, they're tough, mate. Not just saying that because I got through it. Like, they are tough.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah.
And on the back end of that, I know there's a lot of people that will want to talk about it at the moment. Obviously, because of all this, they've cancelled the trailer thing. Have you heard about that? So obviously, they used to call it granddad rights. And you used to be able to tow a trailer on your granddad rights. And then if you passed your test after a certain year, and to be honest, I can't remember what the year is, you had to take a trailer test. Well, they've removed that now. And I think that's unbelievable, mate. I think, like, wow, I was having this conversation with my dad the other day, and he was like, "Why is it unbelievable?" Because when I passed my test, I would have been allowed to hitch a caravan to the back of my car and go and tow it. And you'll probably laugh at this, but I said to my dad, "Dad, I've got to be honest, like, back in your day, I swear people were a little bit, you know what I mean, a little bit more connected upstairs. Whereas now...
A bit more common sense savvy.
Caravans are going to, they're coming off, mate. You see caravans everywhere. I'm telling you, trailers coming off. Like people haven't hitched it up properly. I don't know. Anyway, it's boring.
Oh, it's interesting. So you touched on that about your ambulance work. I think this is really amazing, by the way. You're smashing it with the ambulance stuff, aren't you?
Yes, mate.
Fit outs, repairs, recoveries.
We're mainly doing the
keep them on the road.
Sort of, kitting them out and issuing them out to stations and working quite well. It's quite exciting stuff, to be fair. Yeah, I like it.
Well, you were at an airfield when you were about 100 of them.
During lockdown, I was at Wittering or something like that, up near Ipswich or past Ipswich, and that was quite cool. Working in an Apache.
Was it?
Apache, where they keep the Apaches, and they obviously I rocked up and they moved the Apaches because I thought a bit more important. But
so leave it there, lads.
They did actually.
Got their license for that.
Need a license for what? For an Apache?
Yeah. It's not one of those Apache gunships, is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, you call me Goose.
That's it. Well, no, it was for all the because obviously during the lockdown they were getting ready for the squaddies to drive the ambulances, weren't they? If you remember. Yeah. So that's what it was all in.
Do ambulances take much upkeep and maintenance? I imagine they're driven fairly hard and.
You think they don't stop around the clock? When one crew stops, the next crew gets on it.
Do they? Wow, so they're really driven hard.
Yeah. Very.
All right, cool. Anything else you want to talk about, bruv? Got any questions for me? I feel like I've asked you a load of questions.
Did write a few down, to be
fair. That's good. At least you're prepared, unlike me.
I don't know about that, because I probably shouldn't ask him.
This is probably, whilst he's looking at his phone, it's probably a good opportunity for you guys to put in any questions.
Yeah, bang it.
To us, any socials.
Or anything that they think we might, a suggestion of someone that we could have on or something we could talk about.
Yeah.
Something that they want us to get involved in.
Whack it in the comments now. Whack it in the comments. I'd love to know some questions you want answering from either of us or both of us next week.
I'll tell you what, here's a good one to link into where we are in this conversation then. You talk about comments. I just want to praise you.
Go on.
Because I think you do very, very well ignoring a lot of comments, man. No, honestly, I'm like joking aside, man, I'm being serious. As one of your close mates, I struggle to read your comments on some of your posts.
Do you?
Yeah. And how many times have I screenshotted it and just gone, can I say something? And you've gone, no, Aaron.
Yeah.
It's hard, mate. Because I just think, like, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but some of the things that people say, why? What makes them feel that you need for them to say that? Like, you know, if you want to eat a fucking pizza, you're going to eat a pizza. What the hell has it got to do with anyone else? I'm just, you know, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It must take an art not to
rise. At first, I'd read them angry. Then I'd move to being upset. You know, if you loved you doing Lego, Aaron, and it made you happy, you do a video. I couldn't imagine ever writing something horrible to you. Like, you know,
no,
what's the fuck's got to do with me? What you like? That's what I'm saying. This is free to view content, and it's like I couldn't understand the hate I was getting for it. I understand it a little bit. I'm a bit brash and maybe a bit loud. I might rub someone up the wrong way, but if you don't like it,
I don't think there's any excuse
let's just say that is the case. Just go somewhere else. And some of the things that people have said about me and Jess have been really, really quite aggressive. And we've had people that have send you the direct messages that aren't even trying to impress other people. They're like, you know, I think what you need to understand about these people, just to give you a background, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we get 30 plus million views a month. So it's quite a lot of eyeballs. And of course, you're going to upset people. But what you really need to understand is that these people, Aaron, they don't know me. Really, and if they did, I'd probably shake around and give them a cuddle and say, "No, you're right, brother."
Well, that's the best way to deal with it.
What's up with
you?
On
a serious note,
they don't know me. What they're actually saying is they're probably unhappy with their own lives, and it's once you understand that, it's like the school bully, for example, is often comes from a family background where he's been slapped around or she's been slapped around. That's why they turn up at school and they want to hate everyone. They want to be angry. The school bully is often the person that's been bullied.
Maybe that's another thing that we can get involved in, Matt.
Yeah.
Bullying.
Yeah.
You know, if because I mean, I read a post the other day. This lady was sort of ranting that her kid had been chased home from school and all that sort of stuff. Like, do you know what? I think we should call them out.
Yeah, it's not on.
We'll get them in, mate. We'll get them in. We'll interview them. Why do you think? Yeah, like you know. Yeah, I'm ginger.
Yeah,
why do you need to fucking say? Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. Like,
you're lovely, bro.
Don't say that.
You're lovely here, mate.
No,
I've got a big ginger beard. I love it.
I'm just, for example, though, but bullies, I think that's another thing that would be nice to...
it's what I'm saying, though. They must really hate themselves. And that actually makes me sad.
Right, I think they fucking
it's actually quite sad, Aaron. You know, anyone that feels the need to hate on or push their anger or aggression onto someone they don't even know on the internet, what they're really saying is they're not happy with themselves, because anyone in their right mind would never do that. And
I think it's a little bit of jealousy, mate.
Yeah, but that's what there's nothing to be jealous about, mate. You know?
No, I know, I get that, and that's how I feel sometimes about things. But of course, there's no need to be jealous. But in all fairness, mate, food review. You know, people viewing it, people comment, people saying nice things. They've got to get in there with a little shitty comment or find a fault, and that's the problem with this.
It's like when I got the you know me, when I got had a couple of nice cars, and it doesn't mean anything. I love cars, you know that.
Yeah.
When I got that, it really doubled down on the hate, because it did look. I don't think the optics looked great, and people made me look a bit brash and a bit flash. And I think I lost my way a little bit there, and I stopped putting it on the page. It's not about that; it's about the food, and I should really try and stay in my lane a little bit. But I was proud, you know, and it doesn't really, you know, wanting to show people it's not relevant. You're a good one for that. We're not going to talk about it. But you don't need to.
But you've lived and learned from that, and that's fine. You've twisted it round. It's cool. But
have you in that same sort of sense? Because you do well for yourself. You don't flash it upon anyone, do you? In fact, you would more like to hide it.
I don't. To be like, I'm not
hiding it in a muggy way.
I'm not saying that you're flashy or ever have been, but
you don't feel the need to.
Mate, yeah, like, you know, if I've had a nice car, or if I've got a nice car, like I wouldn't, you know, if someone comments on it, I don't ever necessarily admit to what's mine. I might say it's customers. I don't know. It's this. Yeah, it doesn't interest me, mate. Just like wealth and all that sort of stuff. No. I get up in the morning, I go to work, pay my bills. I'd rather see someone else do well. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't that the way to be?
But there's nothing wrong with having something nice, like going back to what you're saying and showing it off, Matt. There's nothing wrong with that, mate.
I don't.
Half the people that knock you for that, you know, if they had it, would show it off.
Yeah. I think I was going to say something funny. I think if I did get something else again, I'd be a lot more subtle with it. I don't think I would. Fuck it.
What, you'd eat a fucking kebab off of the
back of my fucking McLaren or something?
The Bentley badge rather than the steering wheel or something.
Maybe. Mate, we'll see. Look, I'm just... do you know what, Aaron? I'm just happy being here. Like, I'd have been for a bit of a rough time with feeling like I wasn't going anywhere with food. It's very bit stale, you know, and Callum came on board, and we've really excelled our output in a much more positive way. I feel like I've got a program, I've got a plan.
You have, mate. I'm very proud of that.
That was a big boost. And then when we've got the numbers, I think even, you know, Callum's been with us only for a month, and that's like when me and Jess read that, you know, look, we're in top 6 in the UK when you consider the people ahead of us.
Amazing.
You people like Food Bible, Twisted Tasty, Kitchen Nightmares. That's four of the biggest food pages in the history of man. Media conglomerates. And then you got a lad called Abu Julia from the Middle East, who's a very big name over there. And then it's us, husband and wife team with no overheads.
You should, and are you proud of that?
Yeah, a little bit. It's hard. It's hard to process.
Do you know what? It's funny. Like I've done to you what I get done to me all the time. Like, are you proud of that? Like, yeah. You don't feel like that.
Do you know what? I just don't even like talking about it.
No.
In a weird way.
Exactly. Surely you're proud of yourself, Aaron. Listen, I own a garage and I run a business, and I think anybody could do that. Genuinely, I do. I think if anybody, everyone's got the chance, mate. It's it's difficult. It's a hard one, mate. There's loads we can talk about.
Do you know what?
Do you know one of the things? Sorry, one of the things I've always wanted to do. Always, it's a random. I've always wanted to, like, for example, drive into Cambridge and pick up a homeless person and turn their life around. Like, give them a job.
I'd love to do that.
Like, literally, why don't we do it?
I'd love to.
Why don't we do it?
But then there's always people. You always think, I was worried about doing that. It looks like you got an agenda or something. I know you're not saying. I'm not saying you have, but
what would your agenda be?
No, to do it for this or for that. If I did it, I want no one to know we've done it.
All right, I'll do that, and let's not tell anyone. All right, let's talk about something else. We'll do it, bitch.
Yeah. Right. I'll be well for that. I just think it can help.
Give him a job, give him a haircut.
Oh, mate, imagine that'd be amazing.
Bit of dinner.
Whatever they wanted, bruv. A lot of people look down on homeless people like they're just bloody druggy bums.
Some of them are.
Do you know what, mate? If I was on the street, I'd want to fucking have to smoke a bit of this and that, and I'd get myself to sleep. What an horrible place to be.
They're deciding to be there, aren't they? I suppose. I think.
Maybe, yeah. That's another topic, yeah.
Maybe we can talk to one. But anyway.
Just going back to that thing, right? This is what blows me away. So I went to Wingfest at the weekend, and honestly, mate, wouldn't be lying if they said there's 100 people there wanted a picture and wanted to have a chat.
Really? Yeah.
Some of them said, "Hello, mate, can I have a picture?" And they didn't even they just didn't even look at me, and they just wanted a photo. It was like, and some people came up and they didn't want a picture, they just wanted to talk, and it was like they wanted to see me. My friend stopped me and said, "You know that some of these people don't even fucking if they like you that much, they don't even want to talk to you. It's well weird."
So that is odd.
It's mad. Like, you know what I mean?
What do you mean they don't want to talk to you?
They just all they want is a picture, and they want to go, not to say hello, mate, how are you, or
just for the fame.
It's just like a thing. They've literally, if they like my stuff, they want to come and see me for a picture. They don't actually want to talk.
That's weird.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. Well, I don't understand it.
It blew me away. And I was like, wow.
It.
Then another lad came up and he didn't even want to fight. He said, "No, I don't want the picture. I respect you too much." And he said, "I just wanted to talk about what my favourites were and stuff."
Yeah, well.
And it was like, he's a real fan.
Yeah. I'd give him that.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Then you pick to talk to people about saying how much I'd impacted their life and stuff. And I can't deal with it, mate. Like, weird.
I suppose that's kind of...
I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to say hello and just have a chat.
But that's the good in you, isn't it?
At the end of the day, I met this husband and wife. And they said, "Do you mind if we just have a drink together?" And I was like, "Do you know what?" I went, "Do you know what? I'd fucking love to." And I just sat with them, stood with them, and my pal came over in the end after. We just had a drink together, just talking like friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't like I was like a performing monkey. They just talked to me on a level, and it was just like it was so nice. Yeah. But again, I'm learning to deal with this stuff, and I'm going through this journey with it.
Yeah, that's where we're different. But I look up to you massively on that, mate. And
thank you, mate. That means a lot. Appreciate
what I was saying in the comments thing and all that, and even to register what you've just said, not being funny, but you've just registered the difference between someone that talks to me. Do you think there's many people out there that have got 100 people asking for a photo of them that give a shit whether they're talking or not talking?
I'd love to talk to every one of them.
I think that is an element of shows what's going on in there, mate.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to them. I always ask for their name, where they're from. And I will say, I always try and say, I really appreciate
you. Remember a name? I feel like I'll put you on the spot. Come on.
I feel like being mugged off there a little bit.
I'm not. I'm trying to do you a favour there.
Look, I've mate went up here to sign same of. Yes, I remember talking to Steve.
Steve?
Yeah.
And his wife? No, mate, sorry. I've
gone red. Listen, I'd had a few drinks.
What? Yeah, with them apparently. Yeah.
I see it.
Nah.
I blacked out. It's been a mad journey, mate. I love it. That's food. What an event that is, by the way. Do you like festivals like that type of thing?
I can't stand a festival.
Right, cool.
For me.
Hear me out.
I'll come with you next time, man.
This is where it's so good, as it's different. Family atmosphere, festivals about raving and getting out your nut and stuff. There's a lot of people doing...
What, sorry?
Out your nut.
Oh, right.
Don't know what that is, by the way. I've heard about it. At Wingfest, it's about just like real laid-back, good music. No one's being pretentious.
To be fair, I did
having a drink. It's really good.
So what's this? What is? Well, sorry, but why are people tipping milk all down their faces? I understand drinking it, but why are they pouring it over their heads? Just because you were telling them to? Or?
No, but a bit of both. Because there's a thing called the Lava Wing Challenge, which is like weapons grade heat.
Okay.
Weapons grade. Like I'm talking hot. Like where
did you try it?
No, I'm not about that life. I've had some of the same heat, and it'll wreck your day. So at the end of the day. I'll give you the backstory. At 3 o'clock, they do a speed eating competition with wings.
Right.
They go on stage, but maybe like 10 or 12 of them. It's great. By the time 6 o'clock comes around, everyone's a bit more lubricated.
Yeah. Like you.
Yeah. Bit more oiled up. They're steaming. They go on a stage and they say, "Look, next competition." People flock to the front, not actually knowing what they're signing up for. And they just want to get on stage, and it's weapons grade chicken wings. You've got to have 6 of them. And let me just say this, Aaron, when they get off stage, they're in a really bad way.
I've seen it, mate.
The panic that comes over their head is very, very electric. It's aggressive. And they're pouring milk over their face. They're drinking it, and it's not going anywhere. They're in a vulnerable state. I'm looking for a good bit of content. So I said, I've heard it's nice to be poured over your head. So we've got a few of those pictures going on, but it's a bit of fun. But yeah, they are in a bad way, mate. It is bad. They have to sign a waiver before they do it. Yeah.
That's great.
I don't think anyone's ever died from eating spicy wings, but there is definitely a risk of a panic attack, convulsions, hurting yourself. Yeah, he was in a bad way. The paramedics with him.
I saw that.
Paramedics with him were like to put a blanket over the railing so people on the other side couldn't actually see what was happening because they thought he was going in some kind of shock. But it was funny. I left there. We left thinking he was dead. He was brown bread. And then I got a picture
Can we put a little clip of that in there?
Yeah, we probably can, yeah.
You did pretty good, mate. No, I would have stayed on longer. I would have done it. If they told me eat it fast, I would have done it. Eat it fast. I thought everyone stopped. Yeah. Oh, you did well anyway.
Fatality.
So you're probably watching it now, and it's funny. We left there thinking, "Oh, this guy's fucking gone." He's, best wishes, rest in peace. Sent flowers, visit the grave, and then on the train home, we were driving home. On the train home, his mate sent me a selfie with him and him.
And he's fine.
He was laughing his head off.
Crazy.
It actually felt good to know that he was all right. But yeah, it's a great event, Aaron. It's a lot of beers, and it's a lot of people just like you and me, mate. Just getting together. They do London, Bristol, Manchester, soon Birmingham next year.
It does sound good, mate. Does sound good.
Really
to be fair, it did look good. It looked like a good atmosphere,
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Great atmosphere.
Oh, good.
So,
well, how good has this been?
I've enjoyed it, mate.
You've been looking forward to it?
You were vocalised how nervous you were. I think you've been fucking brilliant, mate.
I was nervous. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't hide that. No,
I think you're made for it.
It's not my thing.
This could be what you were made for.
But honestly, though, I do want to make a bit of a difference. And I think maybe with a bit of strength off of us both, I reckon we could achieve that. And have a laugh at the same time.
This will be a great platform to have a voice. And that's a special thing. Just need people to like, share and whatnot and enjoy it, really. And then they might be encouraged to do that. And hopefully we can keep building it and go from there. But I think the thing is that you can't sit, who do these two think they are, sitting here talking? But what you understand is that, maybe I'll speak about Aaron on his behalf, but you've walked a really interesting road, mate. And over that road, you even said something to me today that's blew me away. About the just want to wake up tomorrow. It's powerful shit. And it's that stuff like that he's thinking about. I get lost in my own little shit going on. You've walked a road that gives you life experiences and lessons that give you a new perspective on life. Even me, I've done so much of this stuff where I've made mistakes and stuff, but these mistakes have built me up to the next thing. And it's a very interesting position to be in. If we can help anyone, it'll be worthwhile.
Yeah, mate. You know my path. It's
That's what I'm saying.
Mate, it's been. And I'm not sitting here like Billy Big Bollocks now, thinking I'm something I'm not. I'm sitting here because I have walked the walk. I've been there. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there. There's a reason why I want to get involved in raising money for people that are going through stuff. You know what? Someone tried to put a couple of people, and bless them, I'm love them to bits. They tried to put a Just Giving page together for me, and I remember seeing it. I text them straight away, get rid.
You haven't actually addressed, and some people might not know what happened.
So I was diagnosed with cancer. Initially, it was stomach cancer, but it was like stomach / esophageal cancer. Mate, got given 2 months to live when they first announced it. And going through that whole process, going home, seeing some of my friends turn up, and seeing what it did to them, seeing what it did to my family, seeing what it did to my kids. Mate, I'm telling you. You separate the shit from the bad, and a lot of people think that life's bad for them, but it ain't. And yeah, mate, honestly,
2 months
initially, yeah. Initially,
how did they even tell you that, mate? Come on, that must be Jesus Christ.
I think it was more of a. Obviously, I dug for that. Someone didn't just walk in the room and go, by the way, mate, give you 2 months.
What they were saying was, this is the severity of what
I'm saying to them, what are we saying here? And they're like, if we don't do this is effectively. But, and then, or they said, mate, if we hadn't have found it, 12 months max. And honestly, you know what? This links into what we've said a couple of times tonight about cars and money and all that crap.
That's irrelevant.
I genuinely said to my surgeon that we'll get an operation brought forward. I'll sell everything I've got and pay for it. And he kind of looked at me and he was like, there's not one person in the UK that could afford the operation you need, Aaron. And I was like, Then when I pulled up at home, do you know what I mean? I opened the gates and looked at the car and looked at that. That honestly, mate, that is when it hit me. I was just like, and not that I've ever been that way, but what I'm saying is, all of a sudden, honestly, my daughter walked in the room and I looked at her and the first thing I thought was, I can see you walk down the aisle. And then I had to get up and walk away, and Anyway, what I'm saying is there's a reason why I can sit at this table.
Yeah.
You know,
Put everything into perspective.
You know, I probably can. Because I've got a bit of passion, you know? And I think we'll have some fun.
You must have had some mad strength to go through that though, brother.
Got a family, mate. There's my strength.
I know, but you needed your strength from inside as well, though, yeah?
Yeah.
They need you to be, I bet they needed you to be strong for them as well.
But on those days that you struggled to get up and go out and do your food reviewing, you know, you were probably in the mindset of, you know, low, like probably I can't do this or, you know, but then on the day you woke up and said, I'm going to fucking smash it, you smashed it, didn't you? And that says it all. That's exactly what I did, mate. You know, like,
you probably didn't have a lot of choice, did you, bro? What are you going to do?
Mate, I was fucking doing press-ups in the bloody chemo halls and everything, mate. It's just mindset, yeah.
I always remember seeing, don't mind me saying this, I think you went to, this before we were chatting, you went to boxing with Wayne and St Ives, and I remember, maybe that was it. Please correct if I'm wrong, by the way. Was that in your recovery phase?
Yeah.
Where you'd obviously...
But I tried to go back because I did a lot of boxing with Wayne. So a little shout out to Singy. I
remember seeing it, and obviously your hair wasn't as like it is now.
I looked terrible, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm not to say that, mate. You're batting in a.
I mean, honestly, you can see it. We'll perhaps chuck him in.
It didn't look like you do now.
There's a picture before, and like my arm was as big as his head, and then there's a picture afterwards.
But my point was, I remember sitting there going, "Fucking hell, what is this fella?" Then I remember, I followed you or a friend, or whatever, and I think maybe we knew. And then I swear, time up is a mad thing, isn't it? When you see things from the year before and you put up a picture in a hospital bed. Yeah. It's like, to even talk about people posting pictures of them, unflattering pictures, and you're posting pictures at your most vulnerable. It takes a lot of bollocks, man.
But mate, listen, honestly, coming towards the end of this, you've hit the nail on the head, mate. Like, think about this, yeah? Why did I lay in a hospital bed and post stuff out? Because getting a few likes, look, people laugh at this, but getting a few likes and getting a few people say, get well soon, like blah, 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 mate, it's support.
Did it feel?
Mate, yeah, I'm not even scared. Yeah, of course it did. You know, fucking hell, look, I haven't spoke to her since school. She just said, get well soon.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, for that little split second, I weren't thinking about my neck hurting or whatever. I was thinking about, and that's what I'm trying to say in our podcast, yeah? I'm hoping we can bring that to the table.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you see where I'm going with it? Like, and see where my head's going with it. So there's lots we can do. Let's have a laugh. Give it a share, everyone.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. We're going to invest in it, like we said earlier. We've got
absolutely once a week, mate.
Filming it as well. We're doing the audio.
We're going straight to the pub afterwards,
or should we just have a lock-in?
Office lock-in wouldn't be the first, would it, bud?
I know what you're talking about.
All right, cool. Should we wrap it up? Episode 1 done. Do you want to sign us out, Aaron?
No, I'm going to let you do it.
All right. This is what I'm here for, isn't it? The fucking intro and the ending. Okay, everyone. I just wanted to say on behalf of me and Aaron, 87 Podcast, the 87 Podcast, thanks for listening to episode number 1. That was a lot of fun. Probably a little bit more therapy than what I thought, but do you know what? I think that's what we both need. And if we can supply you guys with any sort of smiles, comfort, happiness, or maybe even help, provoke some opinion, and I think we've done our job. You know, we're going to cover a lot of different things on this, from celebrities, maybe even guests, to inspirational local heroes, survivors, anyone doing a good thing in charity, then so be it. It'll be quite a diverse podcast. You know, that we probably don't know what's going to happen sitting here now, but just wanted to say, for me and him, thank you very much for listening.
No, I mean it. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate any support we get. Thank you.
Tune in again next week for episode number 2.
Yeah.